Okay, hey guys, it's your boy Dark Raccoon here for What If Issei Lost the Booster Gear. Now, before I go on, it's what's it called? This what if I was just thinking about it a while ago when I woke my ass up. I was like, what do I do today? Should I go on my first channel and upload 2 videos that I have actually rewatched and decides to go through a recap, which yeah might take me a while because those videos actually were like 3 months or even 1 month ago, but not the point. Or go on the second channel, upload this video. I don't know. One of them I keep having ideas, okay? And the others I will kind of do that after this video. But yeah, however long it's gonna be. But pretty much this video is pretty much Issei losing the booster gear, not through it being destroyed. Mostly Drake kind of choosing another person after learning about how fucking perverted Issei is. But yeah. Let me get into the what if. But yeah. So, we go into about a month ago. Mostly, it's been 2 months, actually. After the whole rating games ended, mostly we went on to 2 months. But yeah. But mostly it's 2 months before, not before the rating games, mostly after the rating games. Mostly between Riser and Rias. Mostly when Issei was actually managing to kick the shit out of Riser, and of course showing that he has mostly sacrificed his arm for Drake to take over. But yeah, he was in mostly Rias Parage at the time. But before going into Rias Parage, mostly Drake got enough of Issei's pervertedness because there's a lot of pervertedness, it's a lot of lust in most of the time. And of course, mostly he knows his partner isn't going to get stronger at all unless he gets traumatized. Yes, Drake actually found this out. He was like, yeah, no, fuck that shit. So, of course, this is where Drake decides to go choose another person. He found out since the last time he battled Albion, mostly the Sacred Gear has been a little bit weaker than normal. Because in the last time he decides to give up in the battle between mostly Albion and his host, because his host was already brain dead. But yeah, so of course he kind of tried to let his host kind of die without being consumed fully in the Sacred Gear. But of course, this is where Albion sent a very powerful attack with his last host and destroying the Sacred Gear, or yeah, kind of breaking the Sacred Gear a little bit. But of course, this is where Drake didn't know about this, but when Drake kind of gave power towards Issei, and Issei became a little bit cockier, but at the same time, a little bit trying to get more OP or whatever, seeing him be perverted as hell, he found out the Sacred Gear is a little bit iffy. He can actually send his spirit through it, of course taking the Sacred Gear with him, because yeah, but deciding to pick another person. This is where when Issei was in school, he felt like he got his power drained for some reason. But this is where, Issei thought it was nothing and just went on with his day. Slowly but surely, but Drake did manage to find someone in the school. A young boy with kind of dark black hair, and of course he's, bluish eyes, managed to be put as the new Sacred Gear user. Well, not black hair, mostly, blondish, dark blondish hair, and of course blue eyes, kind of crystallized. But of course, he was chosen to become the new Sacred Gear user. But, of course, the kid doesn't know about this because, he also does have a kind of ability. Now, it isn't a Sacred Gear or anything, but just an ability. I'll talk about that later. But, of course, this is where, Issei, when he got to the Parage, mostly, it's been only a couple of days when he keeps going to the Parage and mostly going into the club room and other stuff, that Rias and the others have been acting a little bit different towards him. Also, Azia decides to kind of, she's still living with him, but yeah, but of course they're acting a little bit different towards him. Issei didn't know about this, but he did feel a little bit much more weaker than everyone. Like, if he just lost 10 years of training, which it wasn't really that much. He didn't train that much. He kind of sucks most of the time, but not the point. So, of course, he was confused in why they're all acting this way. Until he found out that, mostly from Rias, that he is no longer supposed to be in this Parage, or anything. He's basically being kicked out from the fact that he lost his sacred gear. This is where Issei says, huh? No, I didn't. This is where he tries to activate his sacred gear, which didn't activate it. This is where he tries to talk to Drake in his mindscape, which is all empty. Issei is just shocked and horrified. How did he lose it? This is where, well, mostly Rias then talks that we found another host or someone that managed to took your sacred gear, or probably Drake decided to choose him. This is where Issei is confused but shocked. But why? This is where, well, another student. His name is, what the fuck do I call him? Wait. So his name is Karun, and of course, well, he is also, well, mostly not a second year, he's actually a third year, but of course, well, Issei was shocked to believe that someone actually managed to have his sacred gear. Of course, well, they still haven't actually explained to him about the supernatural, but they have actually figured out that there's like red dragon traces of energy. So of course, where Issei's basically getting kicked out because he's kind of useless. He's still human and slash devil, but pretty much he's useless without the Red Dragon Emperor. And they basically did tell him this to his face, mostly Rias and Akano. And even Konako, because she's brutal as hell like that. Of course, well, Issei was shocked and horrified, and of course, well, he said that he could still be helpful. This is where, well, Konako says he has a meat shield. This is where Issei kind of gets scared and gulps a little bit from how Konako is being realistic. This is where Rias and Akano says, yeah, that is only true. But we do not need a human, just a plain human like you, to be in this group. So you'll be getting kicked out. This is where, well, Issei says, what about the pawn pieces? Don't worry, they're slowly killing you. They actually become corrupted after a while. There's actually a secret function to this, pawns, mostly towards any evil pieces. If a master doesn't want you anymore, they will slowly start killing you. You will die in a couple of weeks. This is where, well, Issei just looks at her with just widened eyes. This is where, well, everyone does look at her with widened eyes, but this is where, well, Ria says, I will not kill any of you. You, Issei, on the other hand, you're too perverted and other stuff. And you made way too much of a scene in what's called the Riser battle. So this is why I'm getting rid of you. Actually, I'm glad, because I don't need a perverted person like you. I already dealt with Riser. I don't need you. This is where, well, Issei says, but, yes. I see. This is where, well, Issei starts walking away, mostly opens the door and walks away. This is where, well, he does slam the door because he's angry and frustrated. This is where, well, he gets to his house, and of course, this is where he starts feeling weakened. This is where, well, he's like, gotta get to my room. This is where, well, he gets to his room and passes out. This is where, well, we go into a time skip. It's been only a couple of weeks through mostly 3 weeks entirety. And Issei's body has become much more paler. It becomes such a white color, like it's almost Usuzuki color. But this is where, well, Issei's body is so thin and scrawny, he hasn't ate anything. This is where, well, the evil pieces in his body is right now corrupting and consuming his life force, taking everything. This is where, well, Issei said, am I really going to die? His hair has become from brown color towards a very palish color. This is where, well, he said, seriously, I'm going to die like this. I haven't even decided to get anything. Screw my pervertedness, screw my lustfulness. All I want is revenge. I want to slaughter everything. Devils, fallen angels, I don't give a damn. This is where, well, screw you, Drake. God damn it, why didn't you just say anything? You could have... You bastard. Issei is getting angry, but this is where his body hurts. The pieces are actually slowly killing him, but somehow he hasn't actually died in about 3 weeks. Even though it was supposed to be taking 1 week, he managed to survive 2 extra weeks. This is where Issei said, well, it's time for me to die, I guess. This is where, well, he hasn't been in school for a while. This is where, well, Issei, I should also mention that his house, mostly it was the big castle, or, yeah, it was a big castle because Ria said movie and other stuff. But of course, it changed back to the normal house, the normal small house, the medium house that Issei used to live in, or now lives in. But of course, this is where, well, Ozia Rias is no longer there. His parents actually also did abandon him. But yeah, mostly got manipulated by mostly a magic manipulation on their brain. But yeah, But Issei just thinks that they basically abandoned him. This is where, well, Issei's saying, I'm really dying. This is where, well, he's right now thinking of things of flashbacks, mostly everything that happened throughout his life. But also memories that aren't even his, but at the same time feel like it's his. He remembers a tall, well, mostly tall man with tan skin, blue hair, mostly blue long hair, of course, having like 6 blue highlights, like giant hairlines, but yeah, mostly bangs. And of course, this is where he had red eyes. This is where it was an arrogant person, a very arrogant, strong, powerful person. And he wished that he was like that. But, that's arrogant, but not the point. This is where, well, he wished he had enough power to fight back, to kill those. The person was very arrogant, but was also very extremely violent and other stuff. This is where Issei didn't mind if he was extremely violent and didn't care about other people's feelings, because there's only winners, no losers in this world. Losers are those who are just weak. Winners are those with power and money, and he wished he was like that. But he was born human, and he was born to be the weakest out of everyone. Just being a punching bag, that's all he was. This is where, well, he's getting angry and wish he had a second chance to destroy everything. To make it be his, only his. This is where, well, something appeared right in front of him. An older looking man. This older looking man doesn't have hair that much on top. Has grayish hair mostly near the sides, but yeah, longish grayish hair. This is where he has a friendly old smile, but of course, at the same time being sinister and having mostly this like greenish kind of coat. To being like mostly looks like a cape at the same time is a coat. This is where, well, he's walking with a wooden staff towards Issei's bed. This is where, well, Issei says, who are you? This is where, well, the older man says, me? Oh, well, you can call me the Jade Emperor. And why I'm here is because my dear descendant grandson, I only came here to, well, kind of help you be reborn. Reborn indeed. My reincarnated grandson, descendant, almost a descendant grandson. This is where, well, what are you talking about? What are you really talking about? Oh, don't worry. This won't take too long. This is where he opens his third eye. He does have a third eye. This is where he uses something onto Issei's body. This is where Issei felt like everything in his body started hurting more. Like the consuming pieces were actually going to consume his body much faster. But this is where when he opened his eyes, it's been 2 days from the time he felt all that pain. This is where when he opened his eyes and just kind of lifted himself up, he felt much stronger. He felt much powerful. He looked at his hand and it's no longer a palish color. It was no longer Utsutsuki white. Yes, that's all reference I'm kind of doing. But this is where he had tan skin. He felt like he was a different person, a new person. But this is where when he got up, he felt much stronger. He looked at his kind of like mostly body and felt like he kind of got like 10 years of experience of work of just training. But this is where, well, he felt so much knowledge in his head. This is where when he scratched his head, he felt his hair being smooth and spiky at the same time. This is where he felt like some huge hair like bangs. This is where when he pulls them on, this is where he says, why do I have 6? He then feels like his hair didn't become longer. Don't worry about that. It's kind of still the same. But this is where, well, he just felt much stronger, much more flexible. He stretched out his arms, popping his bones. And this is where he says, I feel so much better. Really so much better. So much better indeed. This is where, well, Issei kind of like gets the bed and just lifts it a little bit. And this is where he says, I'm much more stronger. No. What happened? This is where, well, someone kind of just finally chuckles at Issei's reaction and says, oh, you're finally awake. Issei turns to the door and sees the older man. This is where Issei says, you, what did you do to me? I made you become reborn. I made you become one in one with my descendant of my grandson. This is where, well, Issei's confused. Your descendant grandson, what are you talking about? Oh, let me explain. This is where the older man decides to explain about another world that's called the God of High School. Mostly, this world was mostly those who can use borrowed power or being a genius fighter or just in general a lot of stuff. This is where, well, he explains there was a clash between two gods, two supreme gods, and kind of these two supreme gods had different ideas. Of course, one wanted to destroy humanity and reborn humanity to become a different type of species and become much stronger, no longer needing gods for help. The other decides to protect the old humanity and tries to stop the other supreme god. Their punches and clashes manage to make ripples around different dimensions, making me and a couple of others manage to get into this world. I am, well, supposedly supposed to be your great grandfather, but Issei, I'm not actually your great grandfather. The reincarnation that you managed to get is a spirit of a reincarnation named Jigo Tekyo, mostly my actual great descendant grandson. Now, of course, this is where, well, I just decide to reawaken you, mostly make your soul and his soul become one. You will become the same person. Basically, you are the same person right now. You are much stronger, much faster, have the same knowledge as the previous world with this knowledge of this world. Now, since you have all that, I would be training you in how to be mastering your power. In this world, I don't know how long I can even have. I'm only a spirit, also. So yeah, you can see that I'm also a spirit. You're not a spirit, you're an actual human being. But the reason why I'm a spirit is because I gave my powers away in that previous world towards a man that I proclaim to be my successor. But since I'm in this world, you can become my successor now. This is where, well, Issei understand. He understands everything. So you're talking about these borrowed powers and genius fighters. Then what am I? You're both. Actually, my grandson was very, very talented. He was very talented because he can use a bunch of borrowed powers at once by taking them or using perfect copy. Or just in general, like a lot of stuff. He was also a genius fighter because with perfect copy, he can mostly copy those techniques that weren't supposed to be copied, but he managed to do it. It would take people long years before copying them. But yeah, this is where, well, he was a genius fighter and a borrowed power user. And that's what you are. So, do you want to train and become stronger, or do you just want to become weak and become a loser? This is where, well, Issei grit his teeth and says, I want to become a winner, because this world is only ruled by those who has the money and power. I'll show them all that I will become powerful. This is where, well, Issei kind of looks at the older man, now known as his kind of biological grandfather, mostly descendant grandfather, or like, yeah. But of course, the where, well, he then kind of nodded, the older man, but yeah. This is where, well, they decided to start training for 1 month. Because after a couple of 3 weeks, and mostly 2 weeks, and yeah, him passing out, there was now a month left from actually the original timeline, but yeah. But we go into that month. We now go into Issei getting to our school. This is where Issei has a dark blue coat, black shirt, black pants, blue belt. My man is rocking this outfit right here, but yeah. This is where, well, his hair is now this color hair, but yeah. And also he does have mostly not 5-6 bangs, but yeah. This is where, well, he's grinning like a madman. This is where, well, he has such an arrogant smirk, like an arrogant kind of grin. And of course, well, he's also quite violent. He is just like Jigo, which Jigo is actually quite violent in what's it called, the God of High School. I wouldn't say quite, I mean, he's actually fucking extremely violent. He will beat the fuck out of you. But yeah, this is where, well, Issei is now getting out of his house, or mostly out of a pocket dimension that he's been training. It should have been about like 10 years in this pocket dimension. Mostly it was a time kind of the story dimension stuff. Then mostly the Jade Emperor used a lot of power. And of course decided to give the last bit of energy towards Issei. And of course where the last bit of energy wasn't just like a little bit, there was a lot. For a little bit for his standards, but a lot. This is where Issei also had a blade. A very powerful blade that can absolutely end God's existence in an instant. And that was none other than the Takamo blade. But yeah. He can hold that you can actually, well, the blade actually itself, you can hold it either if you were the supreme god himself, because that's basically his blade entirely, but he gave it to the Jade Emperor. The Jade Emperor himself can hold it if you have the body and if you have the eyes. Well, either if you have the body or the eyes, but yeah. But I think you can mostly hold it if you have the body. But yeah, since that's like the physical strength and other stuff. The eyes, I think you can just mostly float it up using telekinesis. But not the point. Of course, where Issei, he's going to school with such a kind of sinister grin. Even though he doesn't need to go to school, he's just going because the fuck it. Like, fuck it. What is people going to do about it? He's supposed to be dead. Also, I should mention, the pawn pieces were returned back. But all ripped and cracked and destroyed, mostly just fully destroyed. Making Rias unable to revive or even turn, what's it called? Koto into a devil. Mostly she had to use another pawn piece, and that being, was it called, a knight. But yeah. Since she wasn't expecting Issei to last so long for the pawn pieces to come back and being all destroyed. The reason why they're destroyed is because the Jade Emperor did destroy the fuck out of them. He fucked them up. He hated how his grandson was taking so much abuse. So yeah, he wanted his grandson. The reason why mostly the Jade Emperor didn't actually step in sooner is because he wanted Issei to suffer a little bit more, so he can actually get the same quite extreme violence and also extreme anger towards everyone. Mostly just like Jago was. Mostly Jago Tyke. But yeah, I keep fucking up the name. But yeah, he wanted just him to be the exact same, to be their souls to be mostly at sync. So that's why he can fuse it together much easier. Because if he couldn't fuse it together, both of the souls would destroy each other. But yeah, so that's why he let him kind of be abused a little bit more with the kind of pieces and other stuff. So of course, Issei is now walking to school. But yeah. Now, he doesn't have the blade, the Takamo blade, with him. He actually has it in a pocket dimension, but yeah. But we go into Issei kind of getting to school. Now, of course, Issei isn't wearing the uniform. He doesn't give a damn. This is where, Issei kind of walks through the kind of, like, doors, mostly the gates, and just walking. This is where he doesn't care. He's actually wanting to meet up with two people. That two people are his friends. Now, he doesn't know if his friends were, the memories were alternated, but if they are, he's going to have to alternate it back to normal, but yeah. But, of course, he doesn't know if everyone was alternating their memories of him. They're probably not. They probably didn't care. But, of course, when Issei gets into school, he's already just walking towards a place where mostly his two friends should be at. This is where, girls are kind of whispering and saying, "Who's that guy?" This is where guys are also saying, "Damn, another pretty boy? Fuck." This is where, Issei ignores him entirely. But this is where a guy actually stands in front of Issei saying, "Who the hell are you? Are you here to take all the..." This is where before even the guy even answering, he got straight up punched in the face so damn hard, slammed to the ground. And of course, blood was now leaking from Issei's arm. It wasn't his blood, it was the other guy's. It was such a powerful punch that made this guy bleed from his, jawline. This is where, Issei said, "Move out of the fuck of my way, or before I break your skull into millions of pieces." Issei said it with such a violent tone. This is where the girls are horrified, even the guys. This is where they're like, "Shit, he ain't no pretty boy, he's a fighting person." This is where, Issei walks away. Right now, getting towards where he was needing to go. This is where he sees his two perverted friends, right now peeping on the Kendall class girls, and before they were actually grabbed from the collar and pulled the fuck away. This is where, they were confused in an instant, shouting a little bit, and of course the Kendall girls managed to get out, but they see a bluish hair guy right now pulling both of what's it called, the perverted duo, or there were supposed to be three, but there's only two now, being right now pulled away by this guy. This is where, they're confused, but this is where, they don't question it. They decide to go back inside to actually change fully, but yeah, because they were only rushed through, but yeah. This is where, Issei smashed him into the wall. This is where, Issei says, "Listen up, you two fuckers." This is where, they say, "Huh? What do you want, man? You want to fight us?" "No, you idiots. Actually, if I want to fight you, I'm going to kick the brakes off of you." This is where Masawi says, "Oh yeah, bring it on then." "Really? You want to fight me now?" Even though I just barely came to the school a while ago, assholes. This is where, well, Murahama kind of looks at Issei clearly and says, "You look familiar. Wait." This is where he kind of lifts up the kind of like 6 blue bangs back. And of course, then lifts a little bit of hair up from Issei and says, "Issei, is that you? You look completely different. Your hair is completely blue. And of course, you have 6 bangs." This is where he says, "Are they real?" He pulls on Issei's hair and this is where Issei says, "Let go of my fucking hair before I punch you so damn hard that you're going to be in the hospital for years." This is where Murahama's, "Oh, okay, don't punch me in the face, damn, okay, I never, oh shit, you're actually more violent than I thought." This is where, well, Matsui says, "Damn, you look completely different, man. You have tanner skin than your normal skin, but what the fuck happened to you?" He says that a lot of shit happened to me. I will explain all of it in due time. But for right now, I need to figure out if you two assholes have something that, well, I need. This is where, well, they say, "What do you mean?" This is where, well, he says, "Third eye." This is where third eye actually appears. And this is where they actually freaked out for a little bit. And he says, "Shut up before I actually break both of your mouths." This is where, well, they say, okay, fine. This is where, well, Issei looks at them. And of course, notice their borrow powers. This is where, well, he says, "Interesting. So that's what it is. I see. Weapon borrow power. Mostly your borrow power is that of a weapon ace. Yeah. Mostly you're kind of can use a bunch of national weapons. National weapons." This is where, well, mostly Matsui looks at him confusedly. And Murahama, you basically have, interesting. So Murahama has this borrow power, Joker. That's what he has, mostly from Judge Q, but yeah. Matsui has this mostly sacred gear, or not sacred gear, mostly he has something called National Treasure Collection. He's one of, well, he kind of the reincarnation of this guy, but yeah. And Murahama is basically the reincarnation of Joker, well, Judge Q mostly. Of course, this is where, well, they're kind of confused, and this is where Issei kind of goes up to them and just pokes him in the head. This is where, well, he says, "Awaken." This is where, well, both of them were confused, but this is where they actually pass out. This is where, well, we go into mostly a time skip of 4 hours later. This is where, well, Matsui woke up and said, "My fucking head. What the hell? I'm also thirsty for a drink." But that's not the point. My head. What the hell even happened? What the hell, Issei? This is where he looks up towards Issei. This is where, well, Issei says, "Oh, you're finally awake." This is where, mostly, Matsui. Mostly it's Matsui, not Murahama. Matsui kind of looks up. Of course, this is where his clothes are still the same, but he has actually longish brown hair now. Mostly kind of being not longish brown, mostly shortish. That being the same as the homeless, well, mostly homeless man. So yeah, he kind of has like this kind of color of eyes and brown hair, but yeah. This is where, well, what's it called? Murahama? Murahama wakes up and this is where his hair is completely changed. Instead of being just blackish color, it's actually greenish color. His eyes are kind of now, what's it called? So, Murahama decides, well, his hair became green. But of course, it's now also black eyes. Well, he always had black eyes. This is where, well, he's like, "Oh, what the hell happened?" This is where, well, he says, "You're awakened also." This is where, well, mostly he diffused both of the souls that were reincarnated into, well, mostly Matsui and Murahama, and made them, well, be able to be, well, using borrow power now. Now, their borrow power, one is Joker, one is now the 108, whatever, weapons. National treasure weapons, but yeah. This is where, well, they're confused, but this is where they actually get memories of their actually past lives, and now they're awakened. This is where, well, they nod in an instant. This is where, well, they said, "I see. I can't believe I looked that damn good in that previous life." This is where, well, mostly Matsui said, "Dude, you were homeless. I don't care. At least I had a good time with having drinks. Look at me now. I'm only 17, Issei. Unless you could age me up to be kind of 21 and let me get drinks and I'll be good." This is where Issei switch off and says, "Whatever. You, Murahama?" This is where Murahama says, "Not gonna lie, I was broke last time. I ain't being broke this time. Fuck that shit." So, what are we gonna be doing then? This is where, well, he says, first, your hair colors and other stuff have to still be an illusion. But for right now, or really not an illusion, pretty much, fuck it, who cares? Illusion or not, who really gives a damn? I will tell you about the supernatural and every fucking bullshit detail I have. For the devils, the fallen angels, and the angels, I don't fucking give a damn, but I only know a little bit because they're going to be different from fallen angels. Those things are real. Will you like me to explain it, or would you like me to explain it in the hospital where you will be at? This is where they say, okay, damn, you don't need to be this violent. Shut the hell up and let me explain. This is where, well, Issei explains another 2 hours passed, but yeah, the school's already ended. They basically just skipped school, but yeah. But this is where, well, Issei kind of told them about how devils work, how fallen angels work, and how, well, mostly angels work. Angels are pretty much a good people. Pretty much. They're mostly, they don't think out of their own circle, but yeah. This is where he then explains the fallen angels are nothing but horny ass crows that mostly go after lust, go after whatever they've fallen for, mostly their sins. And devils are basically just the same with horny, fallen, well, mostly the horny, what's it called, like crows, but way fucking worse and a little less horny, but yeah, you get the point. Then again, he then explains there was a fucking phoenix that he kicked the shit out of, only because of bullshit luck, but yeah. But now that he awakened, he can probably beat the shit out of Riser and take his fucking power for himself. This is where, well, they said, okay, damn, how the hell did you awaken? A lot of fucking excruciating pain. You see here, I was in a demon barrage. I was in Ria's Grimory's barrage. This is where they say, wait, she's a devil? She's one of the Grimory. Yes, if you read the Bible, there's Grimory and Sifri. Sifri is basically Sona's name, last name. But yeah, and yes, when I'm talking about Sona, I'm talking about Katuri or whatever her goddamn name is. Well, mostly her false name is. But he explains her real name is Sona Sifri. This is where they want their eyes. This is where they say, oh. They are all devil parages. Now, of course, I should explain the devil, so you should probably not be bothered to kind of go target. So, Akuno is one of, well, Akuno and Tsubaki are also devils, or the queens of 2 of those barrages. Mostly Akuno goes with Ria's. Well, I'll explain what Ria's barrages members are. Mostly a X used to be me, but I'm no longer a devil. Actually, I'm back to being human. But being God human. This is where they say shit. When you can actually awaken our powers and fuse us. See, also, I would not believe that, but then again, I'll believe in an instant. That's where you should say, okay, let me back and fucking explain before I put you in the hospital. Okay, damn. Damn, did your fusion of swords just make you become more violent? I'll show you who's more violent right now. This is where Matsui says, calm down, dude. I don't really want to get now knocked the fuck out. I don't even know how to use my powers yet. Okay, let me explain. Ria's barrage contains of Akuno, one of the 4 Onisans, and Ria's, but yeah. And of course, Kiba, the Prince of Kuo. This is where they wind their eyes. He's a devil? But, yeah, don't worry about it. Azia Argento, she used to be my little sister, and I wasn't thinking she was ever going to betray me, but then again, she's a fucking devil, so what do I have to explain? Or expect, mostly. They say, damn, that's sad. And then there's Koneko. This is where they say, wait, the little girl? The fucking mascot of Kuo? Yeah, she's a devil. Oh. Have you guys not realized her cold-ass personality is quite different from that being of a normal fucking child? That is true. Now we'll explain what's Sona's barrage. Pretty much everyone in the council members are basically devils. Do I need to explain any more? This is where they say, even Sanji? Yes, that prick is also one of them. And I should mention one thing. He's a prick because he's also a pervert like us, but they don't kick his ass that much. Oh. I should also mention he's quite of a big pervert. He was similar to us. He would have become one of our 4th members if it wasn't for Sona interrupting it, and of course, well, mostly of his good looks most of the time. But yeah, they say, damn, that's right. This is where, well, mostly Matsui Murahama says, but why don't we feel kind of like, I don't know, like beasts most of the time? If we have these good looks, why don't we just like go after girls or lust for any more? That's just because of the fact that I remove any of the lust shit. Pretty much, that's only for normal teenagers and blah blah blah. We will get that later, whatever. Mostly get girls or whatever. But I don't really care about that right now. I just got rid of it because it's pointless to even have it right now. This is where they understand and audit. This is where, well, for right now, you will actually become kind of sync with your other personality. Mostly, you will still be Morohama and Matsui, but you will kind of be, well, either Judge Q or even, I forgot the guy's name, the homeless guy's name, but yeah. This is where, well, they nodded, and of course, it worked well. He then explains how Matsui is actually becoming more of his personality because he's actually want to drink right now. Matsui says, well, yeah, I want to drink. Preferably being alcohol. See? Morohama says, I see. Okay. Well, should we meet up at the school back then or what? Probably. Now, just say that you dye your hair and you actually grow your hair. But growing my hair would take longer. Hey, shut the hell up and say it's a wig now. And say that you're wearing a hat because it's a wig. And you don't want to be blown away. What if people try to bully me? You got the powers to beat the shit out of them. Besides, I just beat the shit out of someone really easily down to the ground before meeting up with you two guys. This is where they say, okay, damn, you are more violent than ever. Yeah. Now let's go. This is where they're leaving the campus, and of course, well, they kind of go home. Now, this is where, well, Issei, he doesn't really have anyone back home, but he doesn't care. This is where, well, someone appears next to him, mostly a ghost, and this is where, well, the Jade Emperor says was a good enough idea to actually awaken their kind of borrowed power. This is where Issei scoffs and says, of course it was a good idea. I only awakened their borrowed powers and their souls to make this much easier, much more of an easier playing field. Those two idiots have great power and potential to literally help me out in a battle between the devils, fallen angels, and even angels, if I have to go against them. This is where the Jade Emperor nodded. Now, of course, the Jade Emperor did kind of just like put his whole soul and powers into Issei, but yeah. But this is where, well, Issei goes home, and of course, well, before going home, he feels like someone is watching him. This is where, well, Issei said, come out, I know you're there. This is where, well, someone appears, and that's none other than a fallen angel. This fallen angel says, you have quite powerful energy. Tell me, would you like to talk to my kind of lord? This is where Issei said, He thinks about it and says, sure, why not? I'd like to talk to him. This is where, well, the fallen angel nodded, grabbing Issei and right now kind of flying up and disappearing. This is where, well, we go into Issei right now talking to a figure that's right now sitting on a throne and of course having red slick eyes, or red crimson eyes, similar towards Issei's eyes. Now, of course, they're talking about the destruction of Kuo and how Issei doesn't really mind him destroying Kuo. This is where, well, he kind of explains about how there's the devils, this and that, and maybe the devils won't get involved, blah, 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 but yeah. This is where, well, he's hearing out the plan of this person. This person is none other than Kokobill, but yeah. This is where Kokobill is only talking to this human because of the power he has. Kind of releases a little bit, that being similar to a god a little bit. But of course, no one else can feel it, but some people who are high ranking can actually feel it. This is where, well, Issei is technically supposed to be a demigod, but this is where, well, Kokobill doesn't want to piss off a demigod, so even if he is a demigod, he still doesn't care. Instead, he actually wanted to see if he would actually agree with the plan to destroy Kuo and starting the war, which he was kind of relieved to actually see how mostly this child or demigod seems to be very powerful and can easily take out fallen angels, because there's like 3 fallen angels that are behind him dead that had a total of both mostly 6 wings, but yeah. But of course, well, Kokobo can see that if he aligns with himself with this person, he can be able to destroy mostly the devils and mostly start that war. But yeah. Of course, Issei doesn't mind alliance himself with Kokobill. Actually, he doesn't give a damn if he aligns with him or not. The reason why is because he needs alliance also to kind of destroy the people who literally torn his life into 2. Or, yeah. But not the point. This is where Issei said that 2 of his other friends, who are mostly 2 of his companions, will actually be also joining into the alliance. This is where, well, Kokobill didn't need to know who it was, but whatever. This is where, well, Issei was walking out and disappearing, mostly thanks to a fallen angel kind of grabbing him and taking him away, but yeah. The fallen angel kind of just had blackish hair, and of course had these kind of goldenish eyes, or mostly hazelish eyes, and this is where, well, she said, there, human, or I mean, demigod, then. You can just go and walk away. We will call you once we need you. Issei said, sure, whatever. This is where Issei walks away, and this is where, well, the fallen angel disappears. It was a female fallen angel. Now, Issei wasn't lustful to kind of just grab her kind of opie or nothing. He didn't care. He just wanted to get home, but yeah. This is where, well, the Jade Emperor says, I see. A war will be starting soon, very soon. Do you think it will now be good enough to start a war? No, I will be betraying him later. This is where the Jade Emperor smiles and says, I see. So you don't alliance yourself with anyone? Nope, no one that decides to alliance himself with someone else, especially me. I'll be betraying them and taking their powers away. Doesn't matter. This is where, well, the Jade Emperor just grins at how mostly Issei is coming along to become mostly Juggle, but yeah. This is where, well, we go into a time skip of Issei getting back to school. Now, of course, when Issei, Matsui, and Murahama goes to school, people are just looking at supposedly be the three perverts, but they're all different. One is literally drinking an alcohol bottle. One is looking at money and looking how to get money. This is where, well, and the other being Issei, the most supposed to be perverted beast of Kuo, is now the most violent beast of Kuo. He's actually turned a new leaf and is quite violent, either to guys or girls. That's basically how he is. This is where, well, mostly a bunch of people really can't understand why they're still here, but yeah. This is where, well, it's only been like a couple of weeks, but yeah, in this school. This is where, well, Matsui says, well, should I take out the gangsters around the school and make them our part of our new followers, shouldn't I? Yes, do that. Good. This is where Matsui takes off and walks away. He doesn't even go to class. He goes to where the gangster would be at. This is where, well, he's just grinning because it doesn't matter to who he's going to fight. He's easily going to beat the shit out of them. This is where, well, Murahama says, who the hell do I go after? Just make sure the devils don't go after us entirely. This is where, well, Murahama says, nah, such a boring job. Why can't I get the job of Matsui's? Do you want to fight them? Fuck yeah, I'm gonna take their money. Actually, you can go take anyone's money. Become a professional pickpocketer. This is where, well, Matsui says, wait, not Matsui, Murahama says, wait, I can do that? Yeah, aren't you gonna be stealing money all the time? Shit, say less. This is where, well, Matsui kind of, not Matsui, Murahama kind of does that. Becomes a professional pickpocketer like Nami from, what's it called? Not Nami. Mostly Nami from One Piece, but yeah, just pickpocketing people and just taking their money and shit, but whatever. This is where, well, even phones, he'd be taking phones. He'd be selling them on the fucking, like, eBay or something, but yeah. This is where, well, he's just kind of doing that, and this is where Issei is walking to his class until he bumps into, like, these 4 people, which it was, like, the 4 people in the beginning where he kind of punched the shit out of that one guy. This is where it says, you should apologize to, Jen, this is where, or John, this is where, well, Issei looks at them with his narrow eyes and says, I should apologize to who? John. If you didn't listen, let me say this. This is where before he even gets to say anything, he gets his mouth literally grabbed in an instant. He says, hey, listen up, you little shit. I don't give a damn and who the hell you are. I'll break your head and break your friend's head and send you guys into the hospital for fucking 9 years. Do you understand? Or do you want me to do it for fucking real? This is where, they kind of, well, mostly the guy kind of nodded slowly and gets pushed away. This is where his 3 friends still rushes at Issei, and Issei said, fine, you choose the fucking easy way. Let me show you what I can do. Issei right now kicks one in the face. Right now, or mostly the chin, launching his shit up. This is where he still has his leg up. He then axe kicks one person down to the ground, breaking his back. This is where another person then launches towards him to try to attack him, or mostly tackle him. And this is where Issei just bitch smacked him so hard that this guy was now on the ground. He says, you pathetic fucking weaklings. Get out of my way before I actually break your fucking necks. In an instant, you guys will be buried 6 feet under the ground. I'd rather throw you guys into the fucking river in an instant if you don't get out of my way. This is where, well, they kind of look at this and just start running away, trying to run away, but yeah. This is where one guy's actually being carried because his back, his kind of spine did get shattered. Mostly thanks to Issei's, like, mostly axe kick, but yeah. This is where some of the girls are seeing this, and of course, they're quite scared of Issei. they're not going against Issei because the Kendo class did kind of go against Issei, and they were kind of brutally and mostly brutally and also specifically kind of beat the fuck out of. Now, of course, Issei didn't give a damn. There were girls, but he didn't give a damn. He truly showed them what these hands can do and legs and what he can do in general. But yeah, he beat the shit of them. Now, he didn't care. He really didn't give a damn. This is where, well, mostly Catherine and Moriyama are kind of scared of Issei because Issei is no longer the perverted beast, but mostly a violent child. Such a violent person that shouldn't be in this school and seems to not really care about being in this school. Actually, he ditches sometimes. Truly, some of the classes that he doesn't like, he doesn't stay in them. He walks out of the front door. He doesn't give a damn. This is where, well, they call Murahama mostly not even the perverted beast no more. They call Murahama basically the pickpocketer after a while because he be taking your fucking money. He be taking your money, your life, and other shit. Some things you be having. You might be having a paycheck. That paycheck is gone. But yeah, you be having a credit card. You be having a debit card. Those shit's gone. Yeah, Issei, well not Issei, mostly Murahama be taking money left and right. Be right now making it into a vault. But yeah, this is where, well, no one really does try to hold money with them because if they do, Murahama will be around the corner right now looking at your money. But yeah, this is where, well, they don't call Masui the perverted beast no more. They call him the drunken beast because holy shit, he be beating the shit out of people while you're still being drunk. He be drinking from fucking alcohol. Even though he's 17, he's quite violent when he's kind of drunken or quite skilled most of the time. He thoroughly beats the shit out of people while being drunk. But yeah, this is what, well, he can also use quite different weapons. Mostly all the gangsters he fought were using knives, and he just beat the shit out of them and used the knife against him by stabbing them right in the fucking eye and making sure that those motherfuckers learned their lesson by becoming underneath him. But yeah, he basically made all the gangsters in the school his little bitch. But yeah, even the false gangsters. But yeah, those who tried to act to be gangsters, they literally became his bitch. This is where, oh, we go into mostly Rias and Sona kind of finding this whole thing troublesome. Masui, Murahama, and Issei are quite troublesome people. This is where, well, Koro, mostly Koro, or yeah, I think I call him Koro. Koro did manage to meet with Issei, and he does know about him being the Red Dragon Emperor, or used to be the Red Dragon Emperor. And this is where, well, Koro decides to be kind of arrogant against Issei and say, aw, didn't you lose your Red Dragon? Before he even decides to answer that fucking, well, mostly, tell Issei about losing the Red Dragon Emperor, he gets clocked in the face so damn hard that he's pushed the fuck away. Literally, he was knocked the fuck out for days. But yeah, Issei didn't give a damn. This is where, well, even Kiba did try to fight against Issei, even if using double strike, but this is where Issei managed to grab him and be much more flexible and faster than Kiba himself. Manages to smash him down to the ground and stomp on his face. Issei says, next time, pretty boy, try to attack me like that, you will die, so fuck off. This is where, well, we go into someone else also trying to attack Issei, but this time it was mostly Matsui facing off with this person. And it was none other than what's it called, Sanji. Sanji tries to attack him, but this is where, well, Matsui was drunken as fuck and gave him the whole drunken fist style from Rock Lee's, kind of from Naruto. But yeah, he kicked the shit of this guy thoroughly as hell. This is where, well, Sanji couldn't really go against him, but yeah. Now, of course, even the council there tried to get involved with mostly Murahama's taking money shit. But this is where, well, they lost their money also. And Murahama disappeared from their eye view. But yeah, he was faster than them. This is where, well, Sona has tried to call them upon, what was it called? Call them upon and tell them that they have different chances and blah, blah, blah. Issei doesn't pay attention. He's actually listening to music while kind of seeing Sona without a care in the world. Murahama is right now like counting money that he accidentally took him from Sona, and when I accidentally took the money on purposely, and even what's it called, Matsui is literally drunk off his fucking boots, like listening to Sona I see stars, but yeah. But of course it worked. Well, Sona is just sighing so much because they are actually more troublesome than their perverted counterparts, which she wished they were still perverted. The problem is, Issei is quite violent. Murahama is quite greedy most of the time with money. And of course with the last person, he's drunk most of the damn time. Actually, they haven't seen what's it called, Matsui be sober up in quite a long time. They only see him be drunken, but yeah. But of course, Rias did try to talk to Issei up in the roof to try to calm him down. This is where Issei said leave him the fuck alone. And if she doesn't decide to leave him alone, he will break her fucking spine. This is where, well, Rias tried to give an art. Well, mostly she tries to be more with kind of ruling with the iron fist against Issei. Mostly more like having the attorney or whatever bullshit against him. But Issei said that he's no longer a pawn of hers, which doesn't give her any fucking right. Which he can easily fucking break her skull. This is where Issei sent her such a power punch behind mostly Rias, because Rias was kind of standing near the wall, because she can see that Issei is actually about to punch her in the face, which he missed purposely, and breaks the wall behind her. This is where Issei's red slick eyes are looking into Ria's greenish blue orbs. This is where Issei says, fuck off. I'm no longer a part of your damn barrage, so fuck off. This is where, oh, Issei then takes his arm out of the wall, because he did smash his fucking arm through concrete. Like, holy shit, he's much more stronger than normal. And he didn't even flinch when he sent his punch through that fucking wall. Like, no, he doesn't give a damn. This is where, well, Rias kind of sees Issei walks away. His bluish hair is basically a counterpart from her red crimson hair, but yeah. This is where, well, she kind of feels bad and how he actually made, what's it called? Issei kind of become this, well, mostly dangerous, violent person. This is where, well, she thinks it's her fault because, well, yeah, it's clearly her fault, but also Drake's fault. Which Drake, when he tries to talk to his partner, and even tell his partner not to lose against Issei again, because he is dragon, he has a dragon pride. No, Issei beat the shit out of this guy thoroughly, and also did tell, mostly in his ear, tell Drake, hey Drake, tell your fucking partner to fuck off. If he doesn't fuck off, I'm about to rip his fucking limbs apart. And I hope you can heal him, because his limbs are going to be broken and shatter. This is where, well, Issei decides to walk away every time he beat the shit out of him, but yeah. No one in the school can actually stop Issei with his violent tendency to just beat the shit out of people who actually piss him off or even gets in his way. The girls can't do anything, even if they try to show or flash him a little bit or try to just make him go back to his lustful way. Yeah, that ain't happening. He's quite violent and literally just flips off the girls when they flash him. This is where Issei says, fuck off. You think I'm gonna like a body of a goddamn slut like that? I don't like girls like you. Get out of my way. This is where other girls are usually scared, and they don't actually dare try to thirst trap him again. But yeah, this is where, well, Issei is mostly just kind of running this school, which mostly everyone thinks that mostly the council president is running the school. No, Issei is actually managed to kind of somehow the council president. He actually became quite more popular than what's it called, the council president itself, because it's mostly like he's ruling the school with an iron fist. Very scary and violent half the time, but yeah. But with that happening, we go into mostly a time skip later. Mostly what's it called, mostly 4 exorcists that show up to talk to Rias, Gremory, and whatever. But of course, one of them didn't really show up. She kind of went around the school and kind of found Issei right now beating the shit out of what's it called, mostly someone who dared get in his way. This is where Issei says, next time you get in my way, you're going to be a bloody pope. Actually, I don't care no more. You've been getting in my way too damn much. Issei was about to send the final strike to finally kill this person, because this person has been getting in his way and getting quite annoyed. And this is where, well, someone literally stopped him. Right now using a sword to actually stop him. This is where Issei looks at the sword and sees it's none other than this kind of person wearing a hood. A red, well, not red, mostly a black hood. Well, it's kind of red, but don't worry about that. This is where, well, it seems to be not even a sword, it seems to be a scythe. This is where Issei said, who the hell are you? This is where, well, Issei jumps away pretty fast. And this is where, well, this person says, I don't know why you were attacking someone like that. You're quite violent. He was already knocked out. You didn't need to hurt him more. Issei scoffs and says, and what are you telling me? To let him go? He got in my way. And if people get in my way, I break their fucking face. That's the only rule I give out for people. This is where, well, she then looks at him and says, "You're quite violent, quite brutal. I can't feel any demonic energy from you, so you're not a demon." "Of course I'm not a demon, I'm a damn human. But you're getting in my way, and it's quite annoying, so I might just have to kill you." This is where Issei rushes at her, and this is where he sends such a powerful punch at her. This is where she managed to dodge, but then uses the scythe to try to attack him. This is where Issei managed to dodge, and tries to attack her again. This is where, well, and mostly they're clashing their kind of attacks, or mostly they're not even clashing their attacks. They're missing entirely because, well, they are both trying to dodge. But yeah, this is where, well, Issei just had enough and didn't dodge this swing attack from mostly this person, a side swing that would have easily cut this guy's head if it wasn't for Issei just grabbing the blade itself with his palm. Mostly the scythe, the peak of the scythe. This is where he grabs her shit, and of course, this is where, well, the person whined their eyes, and right now their scythe was pulled out of their hands, and this is where a punch was actually about to connect with their face. This is where, instead, the punch was stopped in an instant from a call. This is where the call was actually the theme song of Bury the Light Inside. This is where Bury the Light in... No, just kidding. But pretty much, I am the storm that is approaching. So yeah, you get the point. So of course, where, well, Issei stops the punch, and this is where, like, mostly a shockwave does smash into this person's face. And of course, mostly her hood was pushed away. She had black but kind of red highlights, mostly down her kind of bangs, but yeah. But of course, where she had silver eyes. This is where she whined her eyes because that punch would have absolutely just clocked it. This is where, well, Issei takes the scythe out of its hand, even though it's bleeding. This is where he takes his punch back, and this is where he then checks on his phone. This is where he answers and says, "What the fuck do you want, Matsui?" This is where, well, Matsui says, well, not Matsui, it's Murahama. Murahama says, "What the fuck? I'm not Matsui, asshole." "Still, I'm only calling you because, well, we have a problem." "What's that?" "Exorcist has actually came to the school." "How the hell you know that?" "One exorcist is chasing me right the fuck now." "Who the hell is it right now?" "I don't know. This exorcist, I can't tell who the fuck this bitch is, but she's chasing me. Just because I took some Excaliburs from them." Detail explained in who the fuck does it look like? Okay. This is where he turns around, and this is where, well, he almost gets attacked by a kind of light attack. This is where he then sees behind him. Okay, so two exorcists are, well, mostly three exorcists, and some devils are chasing me. That being Kiba Yuta, Ria Squamari, Akano Hijima, Kaneko, whatever her last name is, Ozzy Argento, the two exorcists. One has orange chestnut hair. Mostly, she looks like Irina, not gonna lie. You remember her? This is where Issei says, "Okay." She also kind of has like purplish white eyes, I guess. And of course, the other person kind of has like blue hair with a green highlight. And of course, like Hazel's eyes are angry because I stole these kind of swords. It's not my fault. They look kind of valuable, and I might sell them. This is where, well, Issei just scoffs and says, "Whatever they look like, sell them. I don't give a damn in what they look like or not." This is where, well, someone's shooting at me with kind of two light guns, and they're missing entirely, but you get the point. I am right now running like hell. We'll get to Matsui's location. I've been trying to call him, but I don't know where he's at. Oh god, he might be asleep from his drunken stupor. Damn it, that idiot. Fine, I'll be getting to our location. This is where, well, where are you? Outside. Right now, running like hell. Also, Sonus Barrage is also chasing me, but I'm running like hell. Don't use your borrowed power, okay, you idiot? This is where Issei whispered that last part. This is where, well, mostly, Murahama says, "I know, I'm not doing that. Holy shit, they're chasing me. Almost got hit by the light attack. Again." This is where I think they're now using their magical powers to try to stop me. Because I almost tripped in an instant. Okay, they are actually finally trying to just show the supernatural to you. This is where I think they just don't care anymore. Fine, just get towards. I'll be getting in and out through the front office. Mostly not front office. Front window, I think I see you. Yeah. You see me? But please get down here real fast. Shut the hell up and I'll be getting down there, okay? This is where, well, if you have to, just use your Joker power to literally slaughter them in an instant. This is where, well, can I really do that? No, I'm just kidding. Oh, you were just a prick. Get to the front office, or mostly front door. I am doing that. Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. This is where Issei looks and turns off the phone, puts on music, and just puts it on his earbud because he doesn't care. He's violent, but he still loves the good music when he beat the shit people. But yeah, he doesn't care if it's devils or fallen angels. Fuck it. I don't give a damn. He doesn't give a damn. This is where he throws the sight back at, what's it called, a girl who is just looking at him with kind of widened eyes. Because, well, Issei looks at the window, and of course there's the stairs. There's like the stairs in the window. He can see, well, mostly Murahama running towards the school. And this is where, well, Issei starts kind of running. He kind of just runs towards the window. Literally fucking drop kicks the window, shattering in an instant. This is where, well, he does a flip, like a backflip, going straight towards down the ground. He lands down the ground, and literally, any normal human would literally get their bones shattered in an instant. For, well, Issei, it was just a walk in the park. He literally lands down on the ground like he was some kind of superhero or some kind of supervillain. But yeah, this is where, well, Issei said, the fuck are those swords? I don't know. Bro, I was just gonna sell them. They weren't needed here. Shit, then go sell them in an instant. Fuck off. Actually, go find the biggest, better, whatever, and kind of go sell those weapons. Really? I can? Yeah! This is where he's running. This is where, well, the two exorcists rush at mostly Issei because they say, get out of our way. We're gonna get those Excaliburs before they even grab. Well, mostly try to attack Issei. Issei right now blocks a punch and then kicks, well, one of the exorcists kind of breaking their legs. This is where, well, he then grabs the orange hair and smashes her down to the ground. This is where they're knocked down in an instant. This is where, well, the blue hair tries to get up, but this is where she gets her head stomped in. This is where bullets try to shoot at him, mostly the exorcist with, mostly still a cloak, but with two light guns. And Issei is literally dodging left, right, left, right, left, right. He's saying, you really suck at this, but who gives a damn? You're dead anyway. Issei punches her in the face, knocking her out. Because it's a hurt because, well, she kind of eat a little bit after getting punched in the face. This is where, well, Issei kind of looks at the other devils, and Issei cracks his, like, knuckles, kind of saying, well, it seems that I'm going to have fun, am I not? I feel like you're all going to use your demonic powers against a normal human like me. Well, it doesn't matter. All that matters is that I'm going to break all of you in an instant. This is where, well, they all get on guard with Issei, and this is where, well, Issei said, well, other than that, whatever what Masui's going to do, or not Masui, Murahama's going to do with those swords, I don't care. Maybe I can get out of that house now. Who really cares? This is where Issei rushes at them, and this is where, well, mostly Kiba appears right now with a sword, trying to slash at Issei. Issei right now catches the sword and punches, well, not Sanji, mostly Kiba in the face. This is where he uses the sword to stab upon Koro. Koro right now screams and says, ah, you mother! Ah! Or, you know what, I'm gonna call him Cone. So, Cone literally gets stabbed in the leg, and this is where he said, ah, but you motherfucker! This is where Issei says, you suck on that then, bastard. This is where he gets almost hit by lightning, but this is where Konako tries to punch at him. This is where Issei grabs her from the face and smashes her down to the ground. So you shut your dumb ass up, you stupid Nekamaru. What? Yeah, Nekamaru. This is where, well, mostly, Konako widen her eyes. She tries to get up, but this is where she gets kicked in the stomach so hard, she was pushed back. This is where Rias tries to use her attacks, mostly her, magical destruction magic, and even what's it called, Konako sends lightning at Issei. Issei dodges it pretty easily. This is where, well, he then says, well, not two words. He kind of just looks at this and kind of is almost getting hit. But this is where, well, Sanji tries to attack him, but this is where, well, mostly not Sanji, mostly everyone from mostly bishops and even what's it called, Sona and Sasabaki kind of attacks him in an instant. This is where Issei says, teeth shield. This is where, well, mostly multiple teeth actually appear and actually made a shield blocking all the attacks and magical attacks. This is where they wind their eyes after seeing this kind of teeth shield. This is where he grins and says, what? You weren't expecting me to not use magical power? Ha! Don't be stupid of that. I'll take you all out in an instant. This is where Issei rushes at the bishops, or mostly not the bishops, the rooks and knights of what's it called, Sona's barrage. They try to attack him, but this is where Issei managed to just kick one of them in the back of the head and instant, then grabs him from the face and then just like throws one of the rooks from Sona towards the knights. I think Sona doesn't really have a full barrage, but this is where they smash into one of the knights. This is where, well, one of the bishops tries to attack Issei, but this is where he grabs a sword that was from Sona's knight and throws it straight towards the bishop. This is where, well, Tsubaki tries to use her, I think sacred gear was mirror or something, mostly like to reflect attacks. Issei rushes back, and the mirror managed to mimicry, what's it called, Issei? Issei kind of smiles and decides to just punch the fake Issei in an instant, turning his shit to dust. And this is where Issei rushes to the mirror, punching that shit so hard. This is where, well, Tsubaki winds her eyes. This is where, well, he then kind of just looks at, what's it called, mostly Sona, and Sona says, damn it. This is where, well, Issei was about to attack her, but this is where mostly Rias and Akuno just still try to attack him with lightning and destruction. This is where Issei dodges and just says, this is where, well, something appears. Mostly a sword right in front of him. Someone appears right now on top of that sword. Yo, Issei, it seems that our partner in business is actually calling us. I see. Fine. Then let's go. This is where, well, he takes a giant sword, mostly it's another than Masui, and Masui decides to walk away and leave with its Issei. This is where, well, they disappear in an instant by kind of just running off, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly Issei calls Murahama and says to just drop the swords. They aren't really needed. This is where, well, that's what he does. He basically just drops them off from the top of the school and just runs off. This is where, well, that happens and everyone's confused. But for right now, I'm going to leave it off like this and kind of go on with doing something else. But yeah, just have a nice day and other stuff. But yeah, bye.